There we go. Hey, Lahua, miss you. Nice to see you. Okay, we are live everywhere. Happy Friday. Tap the screen. I miss you. I know, I miss you guys. I miss you all. Sorry I was not here yesterday. It's just, I've been on so much I'm on antibiotics, I don't know if I can say name brand of antibiotics, but yeah, it's just, when I have sinus infections and stuff, I just don't feel well all the time. My face hurts, everything hurts. I literally slept or sat in the dark for like 10 hours yesterday, which was good. I think I needed to. It's just, Arizona right now is just a giant wall of dust and humidity. It's just not good to be outside. It's not healthy, and this happens to me all the time. It just hurts. Everything hurts. Okay, thank you so much for the gifts. Tap the screen again if you would like to subscribe. Please do. People were telling me this week it was hard. They couldn't buy multiple subscriptions. Hopefully that's been fixed. I don't know. If you would like to subscribe, please do. It is always much appreciated. Tap the screen. Most importantly, tap. Let's get to 100K as fast as possible. Share the live. If you want to subscribe, the star in the bottom left corner is subscription. The arrow in the bottom right corner is how you share the live. If you don't have anyone to share it with, just hit that copy link button. It counts as a share and it's much appreciated. And follow me all across the internet. If you are not part of the Discord, join the all of that. If you want to follow me on Twitch, on YouTube, on X or TikTok, wherever you're watching from. If you're not following me on other platforms, please do. You can do all of that from my link tree, and it is much appreciated. But most importantly, join the Discord as well. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, we are good. Let me just take a big drink of water because I feel like I'm losing my voice. Okay, tap the screen and I will be right back. Okay, much better. Now, God, I know this is going to be, I'm suffering with seasonal. I know everyone, that's what I'm saying. And I want to say this, I think on Wednesday, I was like, I've had one of the worst summers of my life with seasonal allergies, sinuses. And then I'm like, so's everyone else. So I can't say anything. And then I was also and also this for mental health, depression, anxiety. This has also been the worst summer of my life. And then I'm like, in a weird way, it's comforting, but I don't wish this on anyone, but I've never felt so not alone in my life with sinus. If you go to anybody, you're like, hey, I'm so depressed. They're like, yeah, me too. My life's falling apart. No one's alone anymore about being miserable. I used to feel God, it seems like everyone's okay. And I don't feel okay. And now everyone's like, I'm not okay. I'm like, finally, yeah, I can barely, when you just push and then turn your head back and things are draining down your throat. That's how it is for me right now. But I have all the antibiotics. I'm on the lung steroids and stuff, but that affects sleep. So I did get a ton of sleep yesterday. I slept all day yesterday because I hadn't slept well. You can sleep but not sleep. That's what's been going on with me for a long, long time. So yesterday when I didn't do a live, I slept morning until I was like, where am I? It was 5:30 p.m. I was like, okay. The camaraderie is high. Exactly. It's never been a better time to be nuts. It's never been a better time to be depressed, crazy. It's all going great now for all of us. I'm finally oh, now you all get it. Thank you. My friends are like, oh, okay, now I get what you've been talking about. It's horrible. Anxiety is horrible. I'm like, yes, it is. And I'm sorry that we all have to go through a fascist, authoritarian takeover of a bunch of uneducated fools in order to all get on the same page about mental health. But it's nice to be here. Thank you guys all for joining the rest of us. Yeah, we all have exactly. My skin's going. It's stress. No, I have no. Yeah, that's the melanin. That's being a hybrid. That's the indigenous sub-Saharan African German mix in me. Okay, I want to say this because, well, let's tap the screen, get some more people in here, but like, part of me was like, maybe I should just debate people. Because if you were here in the live on Wednesday, I was presenting math about how there's no argument, right? There's no argument about why people are pew-pewing, schools, or, it's about access to pew-pews, period. That's it. There's no argument. I'm not saying we don't have a mental health problem. I just spent a bunch of time talking about my mental health issues. But when it comes to why there are mass pew-pewings in this country at a higher rate than anywhere else in the world, who have even higher rates in some places of mental health issues, of, all sorts of things, it's because of access, right? That's what it is. And I was going over different statistical analyses that prove that. And then I have to see, the usual suspects. Imagine if you were a parent whose child was in that Minnesota pew-pewing. And nothing will happen. There's no recourse. No one's going to help you. No one's going to do anything. You're just going to be gaslit until you're not. Oh, is that what you're... Taco cat. You wanted to talk about it? Okay, well, oh God, I hope that this is going to involve math, or I'm going to get annoyed. I was thinking, okay, let's talk about it. I'm going to do my best. Hold on, I need to do some deep breathing.
Why would you need to do all this?
Why would I need to do some deep breathing before I talk about this? It depends on if you're about to bring a statistical analysis other than,
Sure.
Is that you,
Absolutely.
Joey? What are we talking about here?
Well, in the past, like with Columbine and things like that, every time we looked at these kids, we did notice they all, I don't know. I mean, you look about my age, you look about 21. We're
all 21. Exactly. That's so kind. Thank you.
And back in my day, bullying was pretty tough. We were raised as tough kids, and we like to push the little kids around sometimes. And, then as it kind of got more with music, and I think dark, heavy music, you could really fall into a level of depression, plus bullyisms, plus your dad owns a pew-pew, and math. So there it is. And today, as we look at maybe the last 7, whether it was Aberdeen or, I'd have to pull up the list. I can do that. But the last 7 were trans ideology. And not only
no,
that,
they weren't. They weren't. That's not, you have to know. Okay, so this is my issue. And I get where you're going. And as far as what you've said so far, these are all just your feelings and your feelings about your childhood. Do you understand that?
So the Denver shooter, Aberdeen, Nashville, Philadelphia, Iowa shooter, Uvalde, Colorado.
No, none of the, no.
Yes, ma'am.
No, as far as who, I mean, there's, to my knowledge, and hold on, let me just.
It's okay.
I can pull it. No, you're saying the last. Let me just make sure. I don't want to, because I'm in a bad mood about this, and I tried to talk to people about this offline, and they said something similar. So I just want to make sure I understand your claim before I prove you're wrong. You're saying that the last 7 mass pew-pewings in schools.
I don't know about the last 7.
That is what you just said.
Stand on that.
Okay, let's stand. Okay, so you lied. Okay, so no, you. Okay,
Man,
so I just
don't do that. Don't get yourself in a bundle. That's why I named the city.
Excuse me. If you are going to publicly be on my platform and make up lies, I will challenge you. I know for a fact what you're saying is not true already. The minute you said, and I just want to repeat your claim before I make you look stupid. Your claim was that the last 7 mass pew-pewings at schools the pew-pewers were people who were transitioning. That is a pathological lie that you made up.
So I said Denver,
Okay.
Aberdeen.
I don't want to
Iowa.
mute you, but you made up a lie. So, and if I had just been like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm a woman with a tiny brain. Then I would literally, I mean, truly, if I didn't know a lot more than you, I would have just let that pass on by and be like, oh, I didn't know that. That's a pathological lie. And if I didn't challenge it, it's not like you were like, oh, I misspoke. I asked you before I started calling you a liar. I said, are you sure? Are you sure?
Well, ma'am, that's why I said Denver, Aberdeen.
My
Nashville,
name's Felice. You
Philadelphia,
can call me Felice. By the way.
Iowa, Uvalde, Colorado, and
No.
Minnesota.
Okay, so you just named a bunch of things that are untrue. Hold on.
That's what I want to stand on.
Hold on, I'm debating something else. Oh, that's what you're standing on? Is how many did you list? Because Uvalde is, that's not true.
Denver, Aberdeen, Nashville, Philadelphia, Iowa.
God, and you got them all wrong. All of those are wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prove it to me.
I
You
will
want to start with
prove
number
it to
one?
you. Hold on.
Let's start with number one, Denver. And we go down the list.
Wait, I'm not sure what I'm talking about. Schools.
The Denver shooter, correct.
In what are you talking about?
What?
What school? You're just naming a city that exists inside the U.S.? I have no idea what you're talking about.
I got you.
We're talking about mass tragedies in schools. So, yeah, that's what I'm asking you. But hold on a second. I already have this information, but I'm thinking about something else. Hold on. Okay, Fuzzy, I'm going to let you... okay, I'm going to let Fuzzy up because I do like him. And as long as we're going to just be doing this.
On May 7th.
Hold on one second. One second. Hey, Fuzzy.
How's it going? So I can call you out, and I was actually just looking.
I didn't know you knew. Fuzzy's a nurse, so I thought maybe you'd have something to contribute. Sorry. And then I have this. I just have to find my Microsoft document on this. But yeah, go ahead, Fuzzy.
Well, I was just going to say, so I saw this list earlier today, and it's literally the exact same order that he's putting them in.
Right.
I can already tell
I know. I saw it too.
Yeah. I can tell you right off the bat, and we can bring up Brett. I can get a hold of Brett real fast. Uvalde, you're not correct. I know who the Uvalde is, and
all do because we can read.
Uvalde
right.
shooter.
I'm not going to bring up. I'm not going to bring up that name because I just out of respect for Brett. I
said, Uvalde, you're making up a lie. Brett is a man, like one of our close other creators on this app and friend. His son was unalived in Uvalde, ripped in half.
Trans woman identified as Uvalde shooter. I'm looking at the guy in a dress right now in stockings.
Yeah,
Next.
that's not. Yeah, so that's not. I don't know what you're looking at. That's not real.
So he's not trans?
No. Whatever you're looking at is not trans. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate to tell you this though.
Let's take a look here. Let's get some more.
Hey, we'll get into. I can mathematically prove you wrong about everything you're saying, but that's why I'm just giving him the rope to hang himself. I don't like to let bigotry go on, but just so you know. Wait, what is your? I'm sorry. What would you like me to refer to you as? I don't want. I know your name's Taco Cat, but what do you want?
Say it forward or backwards. Your choice.
Cat Taco?
No, ma'am. It's the same forward and backwards.
I don't know what you're saying.
So you can say my name forward or backwards. It's the same.
Oh, okay. I got you. What is that? Is it a palindrome?
I don't know what they call it yet.
Yeah, I think it is a palindrome.
Palindrome is what. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a palindrome. You're into wordplay and have no idea what the words are.
Yep.
So I was actually just in.
Oh, I almost found it. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's one Tennessee, and
Tennessee is the only one that's confirmed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I was just double checking because I hate to say the Nashville Covenant School. That's the only one. Every single other one you named is all a lie. I'm looking at Uvalde. Okay, listen to me. I can make up a list and I can put weird picture. I could make a convincing. Listen, I'm very tech savvy. I could make you look like you're transitioning if I felt like it online. Just as a hobby of mine, I can do that. I'm telling you, that's not true. It's not true. Well, yeah, you can support
Oh God.
the LGBTQIA and not be transitioning. I just want to be very clear. I want to be 100% clear. The only as when we talk about mass tragedies in schools and the people that perpetrated those, the only people we know who are transitioning, the Nashville Covenant School and what has just happened, so I just want to be clear. That's not true. Unless you can provide me, or I'll say this to you, because I love to learn. If you want to go down the list one at a time and provide not, hey, somebody made up some weird picture, or there's a picture of this person. I can show you a picture. Let me just explain to you why. I can show you a video right now and a picture of Marjorie Taylor Greene's current boyfriend. You know the guy when Zelensky the first time was in the White House who's like, why aren't you in a suit? I can show you a video of him cross-dressing right now.
Well, I guess my best.
No, wait. So my point is, I can show you, and I could show you. I think let me just off the top of my head that I have just now in outlines. I can show you 4 other videos of Republican men cross-dressing who are very much straight or in dresses. So wait, I just need to not let this point go because you are spreading a lot of misinformation and disinformation. Okay, so let me finish. Just because a man, for Marjorie Taylor Greene's current boyfriend, decide to cross-dress has nothing to do with gender identity and transitioning. Do you understand the difference between those two things? Because it sounds like you have no idea. You're saying that if ever in life, so then Brian Glenn, Marjorie Taylor Greene's current boyfriend, is trans. I mean, there's videos of him cross-dressing, which I don't believe that, but I'm just explaining to you how logic works. You are incorrect. You are making false claims that are not true. Well, I did, and you listed out a bunch of lies that I had to correct, and now you need to understand the difference between gender identity and seeing a picture of somebody in a dress.
Maybe I could reframe the question. Let's look at the ones I named, and rather than say they're trans, why don't we just debate if they're in support of it? How would that sound?
I'm sorry, what in the hell? So I just want to be clear because now this is dumber. So you're now on your new point is that if you, and I just want to say, like,
Republicans kind of feel that some of these kids are going through a lot of.
Yeah, you feel. Thank you. You feel. You feel.
And we're starting to notice.
Thank you. You feel.
Man, you got to let other people talk.
I don't have to let you make up lies.
Well,
I don't. And I just want to be clear. I don't
control.
I should let you make up lies on my platform that I built?
Your truth? Oh my God. Allowing
Let me tell you something, how debate works. And I have to mute you because you're so dumb. And I don't like to be interrupted. I'm interested. How speech and debate works is not. You started your last sentence with, I feel like. Republicans feel. Your feelings have nothing to do with fact, reality, statistical analysis. That's why I don't like doing this. This is like, I'm supposed to literally, I know, I can see he's going, but this is why I will not debate people online anymore. Like, it's, first of all, primarily and always an insult to my own intelligence and the time I spend building outlines for the people's receipts in this show. And second of all, it's just insecure bigots saying, I feel like, hey, I was searching around on X and other uneducated idiot bigots feel this. And I'm here to report on insecure, uneducated bigots' feelings. And that's why I think it's so harmful to even be debating on the internet. Hey, do you have any data, sir? Absolutely not. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you were in my live, I already went through all this. And I just want to say this. It doesn't matter who anyone is, because if you can do math, which bless Taco Cat's heart, he can't do math at all. I do love palindromes, though. I'll give him that. I love a palindrome, but love.
He didn't come up with that on his own.
Oh, of course not. But I just want to, I was talking about this. Here, sorry. I have to just pull this up. So people can
real quick as you're doing that, the only one I can confirm out of all those was the Tennessee one.
Yeah, that's the
and
only one anyone can.
Right.
If we're talking about mass pew-pewings in schools, that is the only confirmed.
And he did say the last 7. And by his...
And by the way, they weren't the last 7. I'm pretty sure when he was saying Denver, because he said it out loud prior to him, he was talking about Columbine or something. Like... Which,
is that Columbine? Yeah,
I think that's what he was trying. Yeah, I think that's what he was trying to say. Like
it might have been.
Yeah, no, I'm 99.9%.
I couldn't find. Yeah, I couldn't even find
I was talking about. Like,
and then.
And again, if anyone else wants to, as long as I'm sitting here annoyed and about to talk about this, if somebody else wants to talk about, or let's say, I want to say debate. I hesitate to use that word with MAGA because you guys are not.
Someone is saying Alec McKinney. Yeah, let me teacup out. Let me look that up.
Yeah, you look it up. Thank you. Hey, Toodle. Or Toodle might have more information because he's a genius.
Being plugged in there. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, cool. I just want to say I did see a gun pew advocacy center had a study in 2023, I think it was. Out of 4,400 mass pew events, 0.11% were transgender committed. 1 in 800.
Oh, I'm getting there. Don't you worry. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So, like, this is how insecure men's brains work. Or, in my opinion, just like the pewer that we saw 2 days ago now, not yesterday. What was it? Wednesday morning. Sorry, it seems like it's been a week because of these tragedies. Like, I used to be a teacher, so this stuff literally makes me, it's like I feel like I'm frozen in time and can't move. I just can't even imagine. And I taught at a K-8 religious school for a year, and and I used to have to go to chapel every Wednesday morning, and it's just like I'm just imagining, like, what if that had happened while I was in school? I just can't. But yeah, I mean, so the argument is, right, and I was going to go through this with clips, but then we had an actual live idiot come up here and make an argument that makes no mathematical sense, right? We have a bunch of people, I have a clip saying, we need to look in to trans people and why they're trying to unalive people, right? And what was that statistic you said, Toodle? Can you just read that again?
It was 0.11%, 1 in 880, and the records were 4,400 events, and this was in 2023. So by that math, there are several, yes, but not many, almost 0.
And that's just mass pew-pewings. Like, I believe what Taco Cat was trying to say was the people that attack schools. So, yeah. But even if you look at because I know of another, definitely there, I know of one, in Texas, there was another, so if we're just talking about mass pew-pewing events.
I can only think of 2 myself.
Yeah, I can think of 2 or 3. But when you then retarget it, narrow it down to schools, it's even less. But that's the point, though. I just want to say mathematically, right? How we fight crime is not insecure, uneducated, idiot MAGA men feel like we should do something about the least dangerous group of people in this country. As a matter of fact, they are most... if you want to talk about who's in danger, it's the trans community. They are actually statistically the most likely to be the victims of violent crimes in this country. It's them. We should actually be concentrating tax dollars to the opposite, to protecting them. And like Toodle did a great job reading those statistics, because the facts are, if we are trying to lower instances of mass tragedies in this country, we would never focus on trans people ever. What's the point? Let's go round up 4 people who are no longer with us. That's not what the problem is. Mathematically speaking, it is always and has been mathematically, because this is not, hey, I'm an insecure white man who has no idea what I'm talking about, and the education system failed me, and I'm advocating for the destruction of the Department of Education idiotically. I'm saying mathematically, It's access to guns. It doesn't matter. And I'm saying it doesn't matter what medication someone's on. It doesn't matter their gender identity. It does not matter their sexual orientation. But if we were looking at all those things, then yes, we'd be targeting far-right, extremist, racist, white males every single time. That's where they all are every single time. Assigned male at birth, far-right extremists. That's the vast majority. I mean, there's like one or two assigned females at birth that ever got involved in any of this. Like, so if you're saying let's identify the problem, it's always assigned male at birth, far-right extremists every single time. Unbelievably disturbed, racist, schmatzy, mustache man, far-right rhetoric. That's who we should be concentrating our tax dollars to do something about. But what my point is, and the actual mathematical solution is, none of that matters. Right? It's not about what anyone believes and what medication they're on, who they want to what gender they claim to be. None of that has to do with any of this. It only has to do with access to pew-pews. And I can prove that mathematically. This is not I'm not saying my name's Taco Cat. It's spelled the same forwards and backwards. I'm saying mathematically, the only answer to this problem is access to pew-pews. That's it.
Exactly. Here's some more math for you.
I love math.
100% of the next upcoming mass pew-pew events, within 15 seconds, Twitter will blame it on a trans person, a Democrat, or a lefty.
I'm shocked. I'm so shocked.
That's actually interesting to hear. That does not surprise me with what we've heard so far in this one. But that Alan McKinney, so I read 3 articles, just like real quick, look through. Not one of them says anything about him being trans. Not one. Now, he dresses very feminine. He dyes his hair. He looks very, I don't know, lovely, I guess you could say. But no, nothing about being trans. So I don't know where that comes from. Yeah.
It comes from their narrative they want to push every time, that it's going to be, we're going to think about it instantly, even though we know it's not going to be that way. It's going to be, they're trying to plant that in our heads and into the culture and the narrative that your first thought is it's a minority of some kind that we have to blame for this, when we know who it is that's doing it, and they're the majority.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Okay, so that's a great point, though, and then that's my point, like, which is why I got upset other than the general idiocy of everything that gentleman was talking about. And please follow me if you just got here. I appreciate it. Tap the screen. Let's get to 100K as fast as possible. But other than the fact that every word out of Taco Cat's mouth was a feeling that he felt and not backed up by one fact, other than other idiots made a list of things that are untrue, and now I'm going to read that list of untrue information to you. Like, I want to say, are you saying that anybody that does something that might be, let's say, an assigned male at birth, if they dress feminine or if they wear makeup or whatever you want to define that is, then they're a problem? Because I would posit to you that let's take a look at every male in Congress. I've said this so many times. Donald Trump keeps saying that men with a full face of makeup are a problem. Well, then let's start with Donald Trump, the man who has a full face of makeup on every single day. Like, let's talk about the human blow-up sex doll, Matt Gaetz, and the full face of makeup. If you want to go down, if you are trying to imply that being a male who identifies as a male, who their sexual orientation is I am married to I'm attracted to females, and then them either dressing feminine or having makeup on, essentially what I'm trying to describe as doing drag is a problem, then I think we need to take a look at the Republican Party. Let's get their pictures up one by one, and I will present you with evidence that they are guilty of what you fear.
And by that other guy's logic,
JD Vance, what's his name? Captain Jack Sparrow? JD Vance?
Right, exactly. But you can literally go to my high school yearbook, my senior year yearbook, and see me dressed in a woman's cheerleading outfit. It's that close. There's several pictures of me dressed. I'm not gonna say in drag, but as a woman, because I've done it several times. It's entertaining as shit, especially on Halloween. And I've been hit on. I have been hit on as a woman. I've dressed as olive oil at bartending.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess you were now predisposed to school pew-pewings. KLT asked me if I'm a dude. I would like to address that. I'm very interested by this. Like, there are qualities that are assigned to men, which is intelligence, aggression, like, you know, I am a Division I athlete. I'm assigned female birth. I guarantee you anything you're good at, KLT, I'm better. My brain works better. I can jump higher. I literally run 10 miles a day. So if by every standard of what dumbass MAGA men consider a man, then yes, I am more of a man than you will ever be in your life. I just happen to be a woman. I'm 5'9¾". I bet you're like 5'3" and somewhere feeling really sad about yourself and you look terrible. You are welcome to come up here and put your camera on, refute anything of what I'm saying right now, because I don't want to say something about you that isn't true. But I have noticed, like, whenever someone's like says that to me, like, are you a man? Like, yeah, it seems like the characteristics that are assigned to men is intelligence, physical strength, height, right? Like, yeah, all of those things, I would say, of 99% of insecure idiots on the internet, I'm more of a man than you. I just happen not to be. And you can check my profile. I happen to be a super hot woman that you will never touch in your life.
Felice, by the way, on our wedding day, remind me to wear 2-inch heels, because you got me by about an inch.
We have a great show, Felice.
What? Oh, no, but like, I'm not insecure about that. Like, yeah, when you happen to be better at men than everything, they're like, are you a man? I would say that too if I was an insecure loser. That's the point of the patriarchy, right? Shit rolls downhill. Men feel bad about themselves and they're like, let me punch down on someone else. You're just talking to the wrong person. Like, you're an insignificant, insecure weirdo who's trying to make me feel bad about who I am. And I promise you, on your best day, yeah, I'm more of a man than you, 100%, and I'm not a man. So you should think about that. Think about why there are a bunch of women who are more of men than you are, and then you should probably crawl into the fetal position and not be on the internet anymore.
Man, Felice is hot as hell, you guys.
Oh yeah,
He's
check
gorgeous.
it out. I mean, and check out the famous people I've dated. No, I'm just kidding. I shouldn't say things like that. Yeah, trust me. The general consensus in the world is that I'm hot as hell. I look way worse online than I do in real life too.
You were going to start name dropping.
I won't. I actually I've signed NDAs. I'm just saying, I know how good looking I am. Don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. And worry about, like, and that's the other thing. It's always people who will not turn their camera on. Like, you guys know, I'm sure you guys know Ken Ray, right?
Yeah.
That was
the
greatest since I first started.
I know. He's been harassing me for 2 years, and Matt made him turn his camera on, and he was like a dying old man with an oxygen mask, and I'm like, you've been attacking my appearance for 2 years.
I saw that the other day. And granted, yeah, back in the 70s, he was an attractive guy. That is not the case now. I saw when he did that, and oh my God, the guy looked like death.
But this is the point. I don't care. I call myself a sapiosexual, well, by definition, that's what I am. I don't care what anyone looks like. I'm attracted to people's intelligence, and that's my disgust with MAGA men in general. I just want to say, I've dated men and women that are much shorter than me, like much less athletic, but their brains worked. They were brilliant, empathetic, lovely people. Like, that's the difference. What are you contributing to society, Magaben?
Felice, that's
Oh,
right.
the house tour. Are you talking, Aunt B, are you talking about the Ken Ray house tour? He only got like 20 yards before he had to sit down. He got 20 yards. He got 20 yards. It was super weird. Matt literally, Matt has like, I actually have way more. I actually feel bad about that. Matt was like, no, this is what he gets for stalking you. And I'm like, he has been bullying me. Okay, wait, let's see who's this person is really quick. Because I have some people in the request. Let's just see. Hello? I need to reset some goals. Are you there? And by the way, I just want to say, we were talking, if you are just joining, we were talking about school pewers. We had a guest up here who tried to say that they're all trans folk, and that notion is a complete lie, which we disabuse that person of. But if you do want to like talk about it, or you have opinions about it, like opposite opinions, I would prefer with information. You're welcome to request, or along anything that has to do with the Republican Party. It's just, I like fact-based, evidence-driven, well, more specifically data-driven information. And it seems like we're getting away from that in society. And let me just read a couple of things. And I went over some of this on Wednesday and then I added to it, but I just want to be clear. It doesn't matter your sexual orientation, your gender identity. It doesn't matter. None of this matters when you actually can do math. Oh my God. Thank you for the tiny diny. I love tiny dinies. Thank you for all the gifts.
Are the best.
I know. What is up with that diny? I just love it. Yeah, go ahead.
The chat. Two people in the chat, at least two people. Fuzzard, I almost said my real name, which is Craig, whatever. Fuzzard and Felice together on the same time. Me and Felice have done things a few times. We used to do a lot more, but
you were supposed to text me. Didn't I send you my footage?
I know.
I thought you wanted to do something on your platform. I'm open to, if you want to this weekend. I'm not going anywhere for Labor Day.
I work all weekend, but next week, yeah, I'll get in touch with you.
Yeah, let me know. Or Monday, like if you're, is Monday's a 3-day weekend, right?
Yeah, it's a weekend.
Yeah, I'll be around.
Wednesday, I'm off.
Okay, yeah, just text me and I'll let you know.
All right, sounds good. But yeah, do your thing.
Bye, Fuzzy.
Bye.
This is what I just want to really get into this, because there's only one logical logical number one, and then mathematical is the most important, right? I'm not an insecure white man terrified because I have a small d of losing my pews that make me feel like I can protect myself. That's not what's going on with me. And I also am pretty well educated and well read, so I can do statistical analysis and identify actual problems, not like what my insecurity is that I have to project onto other people publicly. So the overwhelming consensus in public health research is that the primary driver of the country's mass pewing rate is access to firearms, particularly high-power weapons, like particularly the semi-automatic weapons. We all know what we're talking about. I just don't want my live ban. That's the goal. While mental health is a factor in individual cases, it is a poor predictor at the population level. And that's what I'm saying. If you don't understand math, I took statistics and I passed it with a B, but I will say this. Statistics is a hard thing to understand. Like, I made it through calculus A, B in college or in high school, never got to calculus B, C. I had to cheat on the last, like, math is hard, and I took a lot of advanced math classes, so I understand statistics, hard to understand. So, is a poor predictor at the population level, and the evidence leaking SSRIs, that's my favorite, because that's what's going around, is it's the SSRIs, which is selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors to mass shootings, is not supported by data, period. There is no statistical correlation. Oh, you know what else, Toodle? There's no statistical correlation to immigration and crime, but you talk to idiot white males and they'll swear there is.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah, like there's no statistical correlation between SSRIs and mass pupewings. Period.
I think what they want to do with that is they want to just classify anybody who's got a mental issue where they have to take an SSRI or going to be classified as the unmentionables, so they can put us on the list.
That's all of us. Who does not have a mental health problem? And I'm saying undiagnosed as well, which in my opinion are the most dangerous ones. Like, just because you're like, I don't need therapy, I'm an idiot who can barely read, that doesn't mean you don't have a mental health problem. Like, you have an undiagnosed mental health problem.
No doubt. I mean, I have ADD meds, so
I mean, don't get me started on neurodivergence. So my point is that, and that's why on Wednesday, before I presented actual math to explain why MAGA men have no idea what they're speaking about, I said, hey, I can't take SSRIs. You know why? Because it gave me, unaliving ideation, if you can, what I'm talking about, right? Like, and that's written on the label. It can happen, right? It can also make you feel like you want to be violent. All of this stuff is written on the label. I can't take, I was like, I don't want to be here. Like, I probably should. I can't take any sort of like antipsychotics, SSR, antidepressants, any of those. I can't take them because it's not good for whatever's going on with this body chemistry. Not great, right? Like, but it has nothing to do, right, whether I'm on them, not on them, of my propensity to be a mass pupewer. The only thing we can correlate, and this is not feelings, it's actual facts, mathematical correlation, is access to pupews. That's it. Because we have prevalence of mental health issues in countries all over the world, of larger size, of smaller size, of similar size, right? But mainly, just to be clear, it doesn't matter the population of countries because it has to do with rate, right? It's per capita, it's rate per 100,000. So mental health issues exist everywhere. SSRIs in the first world are prescribed everywhere. But for some reason, none of these issues exist in other countries.
You do have access to X, so that may go against you.
Yeah, true. That's true. It's slowly killing me. X.com is what we're talking about. I was like, not what it could be. We're not not the MDMA.
Sorry, I should. I
was like, not ecstasy.
Unalive name.
X.com, the place. Yeah, that can hurt anyone's mental health. I was like,
let's just call it Twitter, because that's what it is.
Which, by the way, I do want to say, I think I can just say letters of the alphabet on TikTok. I believe it's today, which is a day later in Australia. MDMA in controlled doses has just been approved for PTSD treatment in Australia. So which I've always talked about. I've been diagnosed with actual post-traumatic stress disorder and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So I've always been very interested in different substances and the FDA, the testing that's going on to see how they can help people with issues like mine. And in Australia, that has now, yes, MAGA man. Exactly. Apparently, that has just one of my very intelligent friends, Landon, who has MS. Which I think he said before, so I think that's fine. He was texting me this morning. He's like, it just got approved, like, as treatment for PTSD in Australia. And I was like, see, we're coming a long way. But those are in very small, controlled, pure doses under the care of a doctor. I just want to be clear, not at a rave where Billy the weirdo offers you. So
weren't they doing also, like, recently, like, small groups of studies with that, with VA vets that were suffering PTSD, but they're using, I think, psilocybin.
Oh yeah, in the United States and all over South America. Like when I went to South America, that was part of the reason why, was just to look into the different trials that were being done around ayahuasca. The main active ingredient in ayahuasca, if you don't know, is DMT. There's just other things in ayahuasca that prolong the DMT and how it disseminates through the body. So that's part of the reason I went to South America. One of the places you can look in, and Central America, and went all over there, was to look in. I'm always interested, like microdosing of shrooms and things. Psilocybin, it's now legal in Oregon, Washington, not Colorado yet, but there are all sorts of great uses for these things.
These ancient medicines have been medicines forever, and we're just coming back to them.
Exactly.
The pharmaceutical industry. My mother is a sufferer of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and her neurologist recommended that she goes to a acupuncturist now, and it's been doing wonders for her. And so even mainstream academia in medicine we're looking back at these things that have always worked for thousands of years.
I don't always tell stories about my childhood and why I'm so effed up, but when I talk about how Division I athletics traumatizes so many kids, and that's why I hate Jim Jordan, and I always say, watch Surviving Ohio State. If you haven't seen it, it's on HBO Max. This is a man who covered up for horrific SA and abuse that was going on of 19, 20, 21-year-old kids who were Division I athletes, athletic wrestlers. And I always talk about that. Well, it's not that I don't know. I need to see double-blind studies of acupuncture. But the reason my paranoia about acupuncture was when I was in college and I had bulging disc in my lower back, and then our team doctor was like, "Oh, I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you acupuncture." And I had to get naked. And then, this is true story. I shouldn't be saying this stuff. It's all true though. I can't be sued. It all happened. And then I went home because I lived with another volleyball player and 2 football players. And I was like, I shouldn't say, I almost said his name. I was like, Dr. So-and-so, when you guys were telling me, because one of our roommates was an offensive lineman who spent 10 years in the NFL following this. So he was very good. And, when you're an offensive lineman, that's what, it's you're getting in car accidents constantly. So he was seeing a chiropractor and getting acupuncture. I'm like, for his lower back. And I'm like, you didn't tell me he made you get naked. And he's like, I didn't have to. What are you talking about? And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, no, I didn't. That didn't happen to me. And I was like, great, thanks. If you can afford which no one can afford for their children to go to university, but everyone thinks Division I athletics is the most amazing thing. It's not. If you have money, save your kids from Division I. And you think that's a crazy story? That's the most mild one I have about what happened to me in Division I athletics. It is a tightrope walk of creepy predators who are trying to
shared
do
a couple over the months and years, and it happens. Oof.
Yeah, don't let your kids play sports if you have money, truly, and also for their physical health. I have so many health problems, and they don't tell you oh, by the way, every morning you wake up after 30, you're gonna feel like S. Yeah, people. I mean, that was just. I had been groomed so much earlier as a child to just be okay with so many things that that's why now I get so loud and annoying about things. But yeah, I could, if you want to know how I ended up like this, there's many very specific reasons why. Oh yeah, which this is totally unrelated, but has to do with my mother being a malignant narcissist. This morning, I always, when I'm running 10 miles a day, I listen to audio articles that are on Apple News. And I listen to this very disturbing article. Hold on, I texted it to someone this morning when I saw that it had come out officially. Let me just make sure I read the name of the article correctly. It is the original article in case anyone wants to read it. The original article that I heard on Apple News was a New York Magazine article called, well, I feel like I'm going to ruin the surprise. I'm not going to say it. It's a New York Magazine article. You can try to look up after, but I don't want to ruin the documentary for you. This morning on Netflix, a documentary came out, which no one named this person as a narcissist, but as someone who was raised by one. It's called like Unknown High School Catfish. I'd suggest everyone go look that up and then look for the New York Magazine article after it and then think, why is Felice so messed up? Maybe it's because her mom is just like this mom.
Check that out.
I almost did. No, yeah. Let me just look up the name of the actual Netflix documentary, because if I tell you the name of the article that came out years before, it will ruin everything for you guys.
I've seen it as Unknown Number.
It's called Unknown Number. The High School Catfish. It just came out this morning, and I was like, I listened to a 2-hour article being read while I was running about this. Every Unknown Number, The High School Catfish, 10 of 10 recommend. It's scary. We have a bunch of it. I know. Don't watch it now, Heather. Watch it later. Anyways, wait, hold on.
Speaking of watching now, I'm going to drop out, and I'm going to sit back and watch
You're
the receipts.
You're the best, Toodle.
Get
Love
delivered.
you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Yeah.
Wait. Sorry. I can drop you. It's so hard. Okay, there. Sorry. TikTok Studio is so different. So let me just stay on the subject. Heather, thank you for the $5.55 on Venmo. You're right. You're a very hot woman. The rare occasion I go live, weak men insult my looks. I also know I'm a very hot woman. It's so true. Like, just every time, and I can say this because I could be live for 2 weeks showing you terrible, threatening messages, but like outside of that, like the ones I could take to the police, the majority are just, you're ugly, you're fat, you look like a man, like you're gross. And it's like, if you've ever taken psychology classes in college, these are insecure people, like projecting their own fears and insecurities onto you. It's like, am I? Is that? Because it's super weird that every single MAGA man who's ever met me in person tries to date me. It's the weirdest thing. Like, I'm so ugly until people meet me, and then they're like, holy shit, she's hot, right? Or if after they meet me in person, they hate me, it's like, which there's a whole other group of those. And it's like, why would that be? Oh, deep-seated insecurity. Yeah, I'd hate me too if I looked like you. Truly. I would too. I'm 5'9" and 3/4 barefoot. So when I have shoes on, I'm over 5'10". And let's just be honest, what is the average height of a man in America? Let's ask the internet. Which, by the way, is disproportionately. We have the country where the average height is the highest. Not interested. That was weird. Is the Netherlands? Just to be clear, and if you're looking for a tall, hot man, go to the Netherlands. But yeah, the average height of an adult man in the United States is 5'9", which is. I just want you guys to know how extremely that is tall compared to the rest of the world. Actually, men in the United States on average are much taller than the rest of the world. But like, when women who are 5'9" and 3/4, and by the way, on my, like, when I was looking to get a Division I scholarship and I was playing club volleyball, like I was the shortest person on my team. I was I think second, third shortest on my college team. Other than like the libero, who's like 5 feet, like I was the shortest. Like playing Division I volleyball, I'm a tiny person. I just happen to have a very large vertical and very long arms and be unbelievably coordinated. But the average height of a man in America is 5'9". So if you're ever wondering why they're unbelievably insecure about women who are smart, it's because they're not, and they have no idea what they're talking about. Why they're insecure about women whose voices sound like theirs, I don't know. This is my personal opinion, though, and I don't really know, but I'm just gonna say, I think it's because the most beautiful women, in my opinion, are like black femmes. And if you're unclear about what I'm saying when I say femmes, those are, these are in black culture. As far as they call femmes. These are trans women, right? And I think it's because trans women are more beautiful than assigned females at birth. They look better than me. They do their makeup better than me. They walk better than me. They talk better than me. They are unbelievably beautiful. And so I think they just are the idea, right, that they could be attracted to something that, I guess, in culture, in the stack rank of the patriarchy, would make them gay, which it's not, right? That's the very confusing thing. It's gender identity is so different than sexual orientation. It terrifies them. But I look nothing like a trans woman. And I'm saying that trans women are beat to the gods. They're beautiful. They know how to do their makeup. They know how to talk. They know how to walk. They look like supermodels. I look like a weirdo who's confused all the time. So I think that's what men are afraid of. They're afraid because they're seeing these depictions of trans women that are unbelievably beautiful and undeniably gorgeous, and they don't know what to think. There's nothing to think. You're attracted to a woman as you should, as we all are, as I am, right? The other thing I get in my hate mail is you're pansexual, you're a trans man, or I don't even know, they don't know what words mean, pansexual has to do with sexual orientation. There's difference between how you identify as a human, what your gender is, and who you would be open to having sex with, who you're attracted to. Pansexual just means I'm attracted to a wide variety of people based on who it's a spectrum. And sapiosexual is an umbrella within that. I like people's brains. This is just another indictment on insecure white males. But that's what they're always thinking about, is what kind of genitals do people have? The last thing I'm ever thinking when I meet someone is what size is their D or what's going on below their pants. I'm just who's this person? Are they smart? What do they know? Maybe they can teach me something. Maybe I can learn something from them. And that's what makes me attracted to people, is who someone is, their lived experience, what they've learned, and how I can benefit from that. So I just want to say, I know some people in the comments have been, I'm 5'9", and men say, yeah, believe me, I know. And just to say, short women are always I wish I was tall. No, you don't. Trust me. You do not want to challenge men's manhood on a daily basis. Believe me. It is a direct threat to their emotional security. That's how they feel about it. It is terrifying. And I want to say this, not everyone, just to be clear, not everyone. I've dated several men. Oh my God, where did the puzzle pieces are back? This has never happened to me in 6 weeks, and I got a puzzle piece. Yeah, well, you can. Queen Brie, I'm short and I like to be taller. Yeah, that's what 4-inch platform heels are. Do you know how many shoes I have a wish list in my heart of platform shoes I'd wear if shorter. So I'll send those to you. You can live the dream, wear the 5-inch heels. Oh my God, I would love to. And by the way, can I just say to all the tall girls who are listening, You know what the greatest thing is about like mainstreaming like gender fluidity? Tell me 20 years ago if you are 5'10" and could get a shoe your size, like a hot stiletto. And now, online, you can get those same shoes in sizes that fit our. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the most amazing thing about gender fluidity is how much better my shoe game is now. Which, like, I have a size 10 in women's shoe, which is like 8.5 in men, and that was hard. But also, I'm just pointing this out because it's something I've been talking to my mom, that's what I call her, my smother about. Is like, as you get older, does it seem like your feet are getting bigger? Is it because we're like, just gravity is pushing down on our feet and they're like getting wider?